everyone, how's it going? My name is Jonathan. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. I'm a second year PhD student at the University of Waterloo studying accounting. In today's video, I'm going to show a day in the life of a PhD student, and to be honest, it's actually pretty boring. We pretty much spend most of our days reading papers, studying, and preparing for any sort of conferences or presentations we have coming up. Before I start the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and let's get studying. So the first thing on the to-do list today is to study for my comprehensive exam, which is actually this huge open book exam in June that will test every single paper that I've read in my PhD. And there's probably over 100 papers that I've looked at within my PhD program, so there's definitely a lot of material to cover. And so I decided to create a summary sheet for every single paper. So rather than flipping through a paper during the exam, which could be 30 to 50 pages long, my summary sheet will only be 1 to 2 pages long and have only the core information that's required. And so that's what you see me do right here. I'm taking a paper from my second week of the class, and I'm taking notes on the key takeaways and results, the background information, theory, development, research design, and any other key important facts that I think needs to be mentioned in the summary sheet. And the summary sheet is only 1 to 2 pages. So it's very short, very high level. So far, week 1 is done, and then the paper I just read is right here, Conduce in all 2003. So we can check that off. And then I pretty much just try to finish as many papers as I can every day, and the goal is to get through this, and this is just one course, so we can see that there are a ton of weeks and a ton of papers to review. All right, so something came for us in the mail today. Let's just open it up. I think this is going to be the long tripod that I ordered. So here I have the phone tripod. As you can see, it's pretty slim. It has a very small form factor, so this can definitely fit in my backpack. And I did extend this to see how long it would get. And it does get pretty long. All you have to do is open up these tabs, and then bam. It goes all the way up to either 5 feet or 6 feet. So I think this will be really great to have in my toolkit. And then they also give you this, which is essentially the clamp that holds your phone. And what's really nice about this one is at the top, if you guys can see, there's a little slit where you can actually put different attachments on top. So whether that is a light or a microphone. And I actually have this Rode video microphone that I purchased last year. And now I can just slide this in, tighten it up, and then bam. So I think this is really nice. If you are a beginner filmmaker and you want to make some nice videos, then I think this is a definite buy. Okay, so it's around 3 o'clock right now, so I'm gonna get an afternoon snack, and right now I'm gonna try this Uzu Citrus Japanese style cheesecake. So it is Japanese style cheesecake, which means that it's really light, it's really soft and fluffy, and it does have a nice hint of citrus, which I really like because I love citrus, and so I think this will be perfect for the afternoon. So my professor in my corporate finance class just posted a bunch of marks, including some exercises that I've done throughout the term, as well as the final exam that I wrote a couple weeks ago. So we're gonna take a look at how I did in this course. Okay, so I think everything from review exercise 6 and above is new. So, all right, we're doing pretty good. So we can see overall review exercises, that's pretty solid. Okay, final exam 85, I'll take it. That's pretty nice. And then, okay, class participation, 100%. Overall, pretty happy. This is kind of in line of what I was expecting, just because I had a good feeling about these review exercises in the final exam. And if you're wondering why I don't sound that excited, it's because when you're doing a PhD, unfortunately, academic grades don't matter too much. They matter when you want to apply to scholarships, but when it comes to finding a job and being a professor, nobody really asks about your grades. Your research is what's really important. But nonetheless, I think this is just a good motivation boost to kick off the week. Unfortunately, Lola isn't feeling too good today. She had some stomach problems last night and actually pooped in the house a couple times. And unfortunately, whenever that happens, she feels super tired the next day. So she's just having an easy day, right? I just received a really exciting email from the coordinators of the conference that I'm going to attend in June. and they told me what paper I'll be discussing on top of my own presentation, as well as when I'm going to be presenting my paper. So here we are on the website of the conference, and we can see that within the financial reporting debt contracting session, my name, Jonathan, I'm going to be presenting lease recognition and bank loan pricing, evidence from ASC 42. And you can see that this is the paper that I wrote with my supervisor, Ross Liu. And then I'm also required to discuss someone else's paper at the conference. So we can see here that I was just assigned to this one, the bundle design of institutional loan deals and information asymmetry perspective. And the author is from the University of Toronto. So I'm going to receive a copy of this individual's paper. My job is to essentially create a 10 to 15 minute presentation discussing the paper, providing some constructive criticism, and essentially leading a general discussion of the paper. And I'm going to be presenting on the Friday. So Friday, I believe, so Friday 11:30 to 12:45. So I'm flying in the night of Thursday, and then I guess I'll be jumping into my presentation Friday lunch, and then for the rest of the conference, you can see there's other sessions with other presentations. So I'm gonna definitely take advantage and try to attend some of these other presentations. And then we can see that during the evening, there is a social event, and then Saturday is the last day of the conference. So Saturday will be a pretty chill day, breakfast, and then I'll attend a couple more sessions, and then I'll eventually fly back from Saskatoon to Ontario around 6:40. As you can see on the dates, the conference isn't until mid-June, so I do have some time from now till then to prepare for that conference, but I do have a couple big events this week that I need to start preparing for today. So this Thursday, there's something called an ethics symposium. It's kind of like a mini conference that's hosted between the University of Waterloo and CPA Ontario. And on Thursday, there's going to be 4 working papers that are going to be presented by other academics. And so as a PhD student and as a participant of the conference, it's kind of expected that you read the papers beforehand and come with meaningful questions and constructive criticism. So those papers were just emailed to us this morning. And so I need to kind of get through those 4 papers, hopefully today. I do want to try to get it all done today so I don't have to drag it out till Thursday. And that's just one part of my requirements for that conference. The second requirement is that as a PhD student, I did submit that same paper we just saw a second ago to this conference, and I made a poster board for this conference. And so I need to give like a 5-minute presentation on what my paper is about. And it's kind of similar to the 3-minute thesis presentations that some graduate students do. And so I'm gonna look at a few YouTube videos, see how they do their presentation, and then try to create a similar 5-minute presentation for my paper. Here I am starting to read one of the 4 papers that will be discussed in the conference. I'm using my 2018 11-inch iPad Pro to help me read the papers, and I also use the Apple Pencil to highlight and annotate anything that I find important. It's just nice to kind of step away from the desk and study in a more casual environment on a couch. And obviously when you're next to a beautiful dog, it makes the experience a lot more relaxing and comforting.
Oh, who's feeling a lot better now? Yeah, you are. No, look at that.
So right now I am just practicing my 5-minute presentation. I wrote an initial draft of what I'm going to say, and I'm just going to time myself for 5 minutes to see how it is. Obviously, the first draft is always going to be the roughest, so don't be afraid to just put something down on paper, say it out loud, and then see what works and what doesn't, and then make as many changes as you want. And I'm also going to be practicing in front of this mirror because it's been a while since I presented in person in front of people because of COVID. And so I just want to make sure that I'm looking forward, keeping my head up, and looking warm and welcoming as I talk about my research. So I just got some great news from my finance elective class. It's actually the first class that I've gotten my final grade back for the course, and I'm going to show you guys what it is. So he had to update the data exercises, which he did, and apparently in his post to the class, he had to curve these data exercises by a lot. My guess is that everyone just did a really bad job. Personally, I don't think I did that great of a job either, but I must have done better relative to the class. And so I'm going to enjoy that curve. And then overall, we can see the cumulative score is 91 out of 100. So there we go. We got our first A+ of the semester. Pretty happy about that. It's crazy how I feel like grading on a graduate level is a lot easier than grading on an undergraduate level, because in undergrad, man, it was hard to get A's. Like B's and B+ were my thing. But it seems like it's getting a little better. Or maybe it's either easier or I'm just better at studying. But this is definitely really great news. I'm happy that I don't have to think about this course ever again, and I'm just waiting on the final grades of 2 other courses. Got ourselves another package today. I'm gonna open this for you guys. It's another addition to my YouTube filming setup. So here it is. It is a extendable tripod. And I do have a tripod that's obviously holding up my phone right now to film this segment, but I wanted to get something that's a little bit nicer. And I'm gonna open this up and show you guys how it looks. Okay, so right off the bat, this does feel a lot better to hold. It does feel a lot firmer than my previous tripod. I am digging the colors a lot. I do like the red and the black. Okay, so here we can see that it rotates a bit. Perfect. And then you can tighten this back up to make it more stiff. And then I think this also opens up from the bottom. There we go. So there we have this. Okay, so that's with all the legs standing out. So it has a much lower profile than my current one. Okay, so there's one feature that I completely forgot to show you guys, and it's actually the main reason why I bought this one. And I didn't talk about it because for a second I thought they sent me the wrong tripod because this feature is so hidden. So this actually extends to 3 different heights, and all you need to do is kind of pull like this, and then it's a bit stiff. But there, now we have a bit of an extendable tripod. So if I want to film something further from my face, or if I'm setting this on a table and I want the phone to be at face level, this is completely perfect. And then when I'm done using this height, all I have to do is push it back, and now it's this perfect compact size that I can use for vlogging and hold it in my hand. So this is actually so much better than what I have, and this only cost around $18-19 on Amazon. So if you are a beginning vlogger and you want to make YouTube videos, I think this is definitely also a great purchase. So this is going to be the new vlog filming setup. As you can see, I got the new tripod on the bottom, the clamp on the middle part, and then at the top is my Rode video mic.